Hello everyone. In this lecture, we are going to study types of ecological pyramid. So what is ecological pyramid? An ecological pyramid is a graphical representation designed to show the number of organisms, energy relationship, and biomass of an ecosystem in the form of a graphical representation. Succeeding levels in the pyramid represent the dependence of the organisms at the lower level. The food producer forms the base of the pyramid, and the top carnivores forms the tip. Other consumer trophic levels are in between. So there are three types of ecological pyramids: pyramid of numbers, pyramid of biomass, pyramid of energy. So we shall discuss one by one. The first one is the pyramid of numbers, a graphic representation of the number of all the organisms of all species per unit area of various trophic level is called a pyramid of numbers. So these are the trophic level. About the trophic level, we have also studied in the last lecture. The pyramid of numbers describe the numerical relationship. Please remember that numerical relationship among different trophic levels of the food chain. As we move upward from bottom to top, number of organisms decreases, fewer herbivores than the plants. Bottom is the plants, the producers, then fewer herbivores, fewer carnivores than the herbivores. Examples: grassland ecosystem. The ecological pyramid of numbers has been explained by this diagram for a grassland ecosystem. It is also called as a straight and upright pyramid. Okay. The crest at the top, right? The producer at the bottom of the pyramid prevail in the largest number of grass plant, the autotrophs. The numbers of the grass plants are more. Autotrophs support a fewer number of insect, the herbivores. Next topic level we can see herbivores support number of carnivores like birds. Top carnivores, the tip portion represent the least number of individuals. Bird predators, these are the top carnivores. So this is grassland ecosystem, diagram for the grassland ecosystem. Next example of the pyramid of numbers we can see pond ecosystem. This is also a straight and upright pyramid. Phytoplanktons, autotrophs support a smaller population of herbivores or the zooplanktons. At the bottoms you can see the producer, which is nothing but phytoplanktons. Their small fishes are fed by large fishes, which are fed by predatory birds. A stork, a long beak bird. We can see the diagram. Zooplanktons, they depends upon the phytoplanktons. Further, if we move in the upward direction from bottom to top, the small fishes, carnivores. These carnivores are going to be eaten by the stork, the top carnivores, who are few in numbers. A stork is nothing but it is a long beak bird. The number of organisms from the autotrophs to the top carnivores in the food chain goes on decreasing. So this is about the pond ecosystem, which is a straight or upright pyramid. Next example, we can see pyramid of numbers, tree ecosystem. This is in the form of inverted pyramid. A single tree has had several herbivorous birds. A single tree is there because number is less. It goes on increasing. The bird, herbivores, ecoparasite, it goes on increasing. So that's why it is inverted. The birds have a very large number of ectoparasite. What are the ectoparasite? Lice, fleas, leeches, right? These are the birds, herbivores, that depend on the birds for their nourishments. Again, the numerous hyperparasites, these are the hyperparasite, they are ectoparasite, they depend upon the birds The parasite whose host is itself a parasite. Such inverted pyramid emerges in an individual tree laden with fruits for the birds to feed on. A single number of tree, and the numbers goes on decreasing. The birds, ectoparasite, hyperparasite, the numbers goes on increasing in upward direction. So that's why it becomes inverted pyramid, tree ecosystem. Next, we can see next examples of the pyramid of number. Tree ecosystem. It is in the spindle shaped, in the form of a spindle. There is another case of an individual tree serving like ecosystem. Such a tree supports a large number of birds. We can see here a tree is the producer, then herbivorous birds are there, and carnivorous bird. By providing them with the necessary fruits, the birds in turn are preyed upon by a very small number of carnivorous birds. In this case, a spindle-shaped ecological pyramid of number is constructed. Next, we can see the next the next type is pyramid of biomass. A pyramid of biomass denotes a graphical representation to the biomass available per unit area in different trophic levels, right? In an ecosystem with producer at the base and top carnivorous at the tip of the pyramid. TC means top carnivorous. Example we can see terrestrial ecosystem. This is in the form of a straight or upright pyramid. In a terrestrial ecosystem, the largest portion of the biomass occurs in the producers at the base of the pyramid. Definitely, the weight of this producer part will be more, right? And then it goes on decreasing. The biomass will be more compared to the other trophic level. It goes on decreasing along the higher trophic levels and becomes minimum at the tip of the pyramid. Top carnivores. It is assumed that about 10% of the biomass gets transferred from lower to the higher trophic level. Suppose the biomass of the producer is 10,000 kg. So by 10% decrement, you can see it goes on decreasing by 10%. So finally, the weight will be 1 kg for the top carnivores. Therefore, if the biomass is produced is 10,000 kg, the amount of it transferred to the top carnivores via a straight food chain in an ecosystem and will be only 1 kg. Next, we can see another example of pyramid of biomass, aquatic ecosystem. It is observed in inverted shape. In an aquatic ecosystem, a pyramid of biomass is often an inverted shape with the bottom of the pyramid upside and the peak downward, peaky downward. The biomass of the organisms in different trophic levels in aquatic environment depends on the reproductive potential and the longevity of the organisms. Biomass is usually higher, one in case of long-lived organisms in water. The biomass of the phytoplankton would be less than the herbivores. You can see this the phytoplankton, the weight of the phytoplanktons is less than the herbivores. It will gradually increase towards the trophic level, occupied by the top consumers. Phytoplanktons are the microscopic marine algae. It is the base of several aquatic food webs. So you can see how the biomass goes on increasing in upward direction. Now we can see the pyramid of energy. This is the third one. The energy content of an ecosystem is the key source of all the function it performs. Different levels differ in their energy content. A graphical representation of the amount of energy trapped or utilized per unit area and time at different trophic level in a food chain is called pyramid of energy. Per unit area and time, two things are there. The energy content in ecosystem is generally measured in kilocalorie per meter square per year or kilojoule per meter square per year. The producers or the autotrophs directly trap solar energy through the photosynthesis and serve as the ultimate source of energy for all the organisms at all trophic levels. Right? Next, we can see The producers have maximum amount of energy in an ecosystem. Autotrophs, herbivores, the primary consumers derive some 10% of energy from the producers and supply 10% of their energy to the first order of the carnivores, right? And so on, till the fifth trophic level to the apex predators in an ecosystem. Therefore, an energy pyramid is always straight or upright, as shown in the figure. So we can see how it goes on decreasing in upward directions. So this is about the types of ecological pyramids. So in this topic, we studied the definition of ecological pyramids, types of ecological pyramids. That means pyramid of numbers, pyramid of biomass, pyramid of energy. Thank you.